Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to MODUS Sports. And here we are with the asset Paul Nicholson as we look ahead to what should be an absolute bumper evening of action at the Night of the Darts. Paul, but first of all, what a session that was last night.
Yeah, very impressive, wasn't it? I mean, what more can we say about Dave Evans? We've seen big averages from him in the league so far up to this point, and he's got the most experience alongside Wessel Nyman. But even I didn't think he was going to get towards the 113 range or the 114 range. And I think we're starting to learn a lot more about Dave and what he's capable of. I think he's a bit of a workhorse. I think the more he plays, the better he gets. He's a bit like Rob Cross in that respect. Yeah. So I think there's a lot to give from him. And he's obviously top in the league so far with 14 points, getting a full house of points last night and disposing of Warby into his day off with nothing yesterday was nothing short of a little bit, what's the right word? Nasty.
Yeah, but he got let off. Should Fallon have been the one that beat him last night?
Could have done. I mean, it was a great game, wasn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed commentating on that one. That was my favourite game of the night. And there was a collective groan from the backstage crew and the players when it was all over. And Fallon was so magnanimous in defeating him, and she's just glad to play well. But some of the things she did last night, just more evidence that she is a world-class dart player. It doesn't matter about gender or where you are in the world, and whether it's a big stage or whether you're playing in your bedroom. She is capable, and she tested the best player last night. And it was, I think it was a 106 that she missed on double 16, and it wasn't far away. It was right on the wire, unfortunately for her. It was just the brilliance of Evans taking out 83 and 2 to take it to the ninth leg, and then 87 on the bull for another brilliant finish at the end to deny her 2 points. But it was a tremendous match.
Well, you talked about those two finishes from him, and like you say, she narrowly missed the 106, but she did a magnificent 118 and a blockbuster 150 as well. I think it was to go 2-2 when David was sat on 24. I think I'm right there, and it was just like, hold my coat, I've got this.
Yeah, I mean, the 150 was class. The thing is, she is not only a very good person for technique, and she executes everything with real purpose. But if you look at her tactics as well, she's excellent when it comes to the maths of the game. She utilises the 18s and the 19s properly. She utilises the 17s well. But on that 150 shot, she knew that she had enough room underneath the first dart to give her enough space to possibly get another one in to give her the double 15 shot. I mean, she's taken out 164 and 150 and 118 at crucial times in the times she's played in the last 7 days. I mean, here's the thing, don't leave her on something like 131. She is going to get very close. So these people who shy away from bullseye shots, don't do it against Fallon because she'll bite you.
I think looking on match, this is arguably the closest group of players we've had in a session, isn't it? Because, like I say, the standard was through the roof last night, and I can't wait for tonight. And first up, we've got one of the very best we've ever seen in Martin Adams against a young man from Holland in Wessel that has really set his stall out. It's like when generations collide tonight, first up.
This is what I love about the game. It's nothing to do about gender or age. It's about capability. And you've got Martin, who is still immensely capable. I mean, how we only got a couple of points on the first, I've got no idea. But Wessel came into the league yesterday, obviously, for his fourth consecutive week. He's incredibly dangerous. And he's a bit like Dave Evans. They're very similar players. The more they play, the better they get. And I think they're at a somewhat similar level. Maybe Dave is just a little bit ahead now with some of the evidence from yesterday. But what a great way to start the night. And who's to say what the best game is going to be of the night? It could be any one of them.
Well, I'm just looking through the list now in front of me. And then we've got Fallon against Kyle McKinstry again. The village man, nothing but impressed by him. And how that man hasn't got a tour card, I'm sat here scratching my head because I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, well, he said yesterday off the air that he was glad that he got Fallon first because he caught her a little bit cold. And he has played well against Fallon the last couple of nights. He snagged 4 points against her, so she'll be looking to get one over on him. But I'm very impressed with Kyle. I love his attitude. He's incredibly enthusiastic. And Is he ready for full tour life? We won't find out until next year, hopefully. But I think it'd be a great acquisition for PDC full-time tour darts and for Northern Ireland to have someone else to bear their flag, because I think with Gurney, with Dolan, with McKinstry, and all sorts of other players coming out of Northern Ireland and Ireland right now, I think Irish darts has never been healthier.
Again, always have to ask you, if you had your 20p, who would you be fancying to win the honours this evening overall in the league?
I did say yesterday, didn't I, that Dave Evans was going to be the favourite. After what he did last night, how can I possibly go against him? I mean, Warby's having his day off, and it's probably a good thing for him because it didn't go his way yesterday, so he can take a bit of stock. But how can you go against Dave Evans when he's just chucked in a 113 average? So is he going to run out of steam? Probably not. With the amount of points he has, I'm sure he's got a total in mind that he wants to achieve this week. And if he's going to do so, he's going to have to play well again tonight. It's going to be tough, but maybe it's McKinstry's night. I think maybe he's got the bit between his teeth, and he's got a couple of days under his belt now, so maybe he's the danger man tonight.
You said a couple of games on his belt. I know we touched on it yesterday, but that's the important thing, isn't it? It's the ones that haven't done this before. It's just getting in that routine, that mentality of your own rhythm, isn't it?
Everybody who has played online darts over the last few weeks has said the same thing. It's taken them a couple of days to get used to it, to get used to the rhythm of playing with no opponent in front of you. You're going on sounds, not on a visual, and just doing extra things like having a headset on whilst playing, which is odd for players, and communicating your own scores. The hot players in this generation are used to things like Dart Connect, doing things for you. So you're having multiple jobs, playing, handling a new rhythm, the addition part of it, and then the subtractions are done by Dart Connect. So we've seen some players who have struggled a little bit with calling some of their scores because they're not used to it. They've got someone else to do it for them usually. So more responsibility for the players, but ultimately I think it'll be better players going forward.
The other thing, you talk about the counting thing, which I really like. A lot of them have said they're used to counting down, not up. That they know when they go bop, 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 it leaves you 32 or 28 or whatever. But it's the counting down they do at the click of fingers. It's like, I've got it up now.
Well, let me tell you what the players, well, most of them are doing, including myself. When you hit an unusual combination approach to a double and you leave the double or a certain shot, they'll take the remainder and then they'll take that off what the total was before. Sometimes they're not saying, I've hit treble 20, treble 17, and treble 16 or whatever. They're not adding it up. They're actually looking at what they've left, and then they're taking that from the total. It's a bit backwards, but you're absolutely right. Dart players are subtractors. They're not used to the addition part of it, but this is just inflating some of their existing skills, which they haven't used in a while.
So just to wrap up our preview, Carl, you're going for a Carl McKinstry victory overall this evening. And remember, everyone, we are back live on air at 6 o'clock on dartshop.tv and our YouTube, but across all social media. We have everything covered, and the asset will be calling in all the action this evening as it happens for your very eyes.